Hey guys, welcome to art class. I'm taking the afternoon off today to take my son to his orthodontist appointment. So I'm gonna have you guys go ahead and keep working on the Sugar Skull project without me, with the sub here today. But the ones that we started working on yesterday are not gonna work out for us. So I came in this morning and I started working on the one that I was demonstrating with yesterday, where we attached the yarn to the paper with the Elmer's glue. And what's happening is where the glue has dried on the yarn, it's making all kind of pokey, spiky places where it's causing the foil, when we create that actual texture, it's creating a whole bunch of holes in the foil. When we rub the fluffy stuff on to the foil, that glue just pokes right through the foil and makes a whole bunch of holes. So you can go ahead and throw away the project that you started yesterday. Get it out from the closet, put it in the garbage can. This is the only time you are allowed to throw artwork away in my class. I'm giving you permission. If you want to keep the one that you started yesterday, that's totally fine, but we are not going to use those for this project. So we are going to start over today, but I think you're going to enjoy this other technique that we're going to do even more than what we were starting to do yesterday. It is kind of fun. It's a little bit time consuming, but I think you are going to enjoy it, and it looks really cool. So I have all of the materials set out here on the demo table. So you'll find all of the things that you need there. You will also need a colored pencil. Those are located in the front of the classroom near the door on the little counter that's by the telephone. So feel free to grab a colored pencil if you need to, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and demonstrate now so you can see exactly what you're supposed to do today, and then we will just continue to work on them tomorrow. If you do get finished today, just go ahead and put your name on the back of it with a Sharpie and put it in the closet. I'm not ready for you to upload these to Artsonia yet. We will upload them tomorrow, so don't lose them. Make sure your name is on them and put them in the closet, okay? So here's a demonstration of what needs to happen. All right, so you guys are gonna need to get a folder. These are located on the little stool next to the demo table. It doesn't matter what color you get, because this is just something that you're gonna keep on the table underneath your Sugar Skull, okay? So grab yourself a folder. You're gonna also need a piece of foil. It doesn't matter which side you use. One side is super duper shiny, the other side is a little bit more dull. You can use whichever side you want. It doesn't make any difference, okay? So you're gonna set your foil on top of the folder. Then you're gonna choose whichever Sugar Skull you wanna use, and you're gonna set it on top of the foil. So we've got folder, foil, Sugar Skull, okay? Then that's when you're gonna want to use a colored pencil or a regular pencil, whichever one is most handy is totally fine. But you're gonna hold the paper super duper still and try to not let it move around, and you're gonna trace all of the lines of the Sugar Skull. So bear with me for just a moment while I go ahead and I trace all the way around here. I'm gonna trace the outline. I'm gonna also trace any of the details that are inside the Sugar Skull that I want to transfer onto the foil, okay? So I'm gonna get this nice little detail here on the forehead. I'm just gonna start at the top and work my way down. It's gonna make life easy, okay? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this second eye traced here, and then I'm gonna stop there. You guys need to trace all of the details of your Sugar Skull, but for the sake of time, and since this is just a demonstration, I'm only going to trace the eyes and some of those other details there. Okay, by using the colored pencil to go over your lines, you're gonna be able to tell which lines you've already gone over, and that'll help keep everything nice and organized. Okay. In a perfect world, I would go ahead and trace the nose, the mouth, all these other details down here. But for the sake of time, I'm just gonna go ahead and stop there. Once you've traced everything and you remove the Sugar Skull paper, you'll be able to see all of these really cool details that you just transferred onto your foil. You should see them kind of lightly on there. They're not going to be extremely deep impressions because you've been tracing through the paper. So at this point, you need to get a paintbrush. These are also on the demo table. There's a whole tub of them there. You're not going to use the side with the bristles. You're going to use the other side that's kind of rounded. The plastic paintbrushes work best, and the ones that are small or medium also work best. The big, giant, ginormous paintbrushes are not going to be ideal. So see if you can find one of the ones that is small or medium. At this point, you're going to go back over all of the lines that you just traced on that Sugar Skull. This can be kind of a noisy process. The noise that it makes sometimes if you go too fast is kind of annoying. So try to go slowly. Press relatively hard. You don't have to like break your hand or anything, but press hard enough that you can see the impression of the lines that you're going over, okay? You should be able to see these a little bit better just here on the screen from what I'm showing you. And those details are really, really going to pop out and look really great once you're done tracing all of them. Okay, so you're taking those nice little details that you started with when you originally traced. They were nice and faint when you originally traced them, and now you're just going back over them and making them very pronounced. Okay, so I'm going to go back over all of these details. Super duper simple process. And you should be able to see them a lot better even from where you're seeing on the screen. So down here, the eyes, I have not gone over the eyes yet. You can see the faint lines. And then up here, you can see where I've traced back over with the bottom of the paintbrush, and you can see those impressions a lot better. It just makes a huge difference. Okay, at this point, like I said earlier, theoretically, I would do the entire Sugar Skull, all of the details, everything that you see on the original. I would have all of this traced on there, and I would go over all of those details. For the sake, again, of the demonstration, I'm not going to do all of that because I don't want you to spend a ton of time watching the demo. I want you to spend the most of your time today working. So the next thing that you're going to do once you have all of your lines traced with the end of the paintbrush, then you're going to go ahead and get some Sharpies. I would suggest using maybe just 2 or 3 colors on this, but you're just going to use the Sharpies to add some color, add some detail, and really make these Sugar Skulls very vibrant and colorful like they would be if we were actually at a Dia de los Muertos celebration. So the Sharpies that I put in the Sharpie tub today are brand new. Some of them are the old ones, but most of them are brand new. As you can see, like this red one here has a very nice pointy tip on it. You don't really want to use the very tip of the Sharpie because they are new. They're going to lay down a lot of color. So you can just use the edge of the Sharpie and lay down a nice solid layer of color in some various places just to really make those details pop, okay? One thing that I did not mention before you start using your Sharpies, check both sides of your foil. One side is going to look a little bit different because we've pressed the foil through to the other side. So one side is going to be kind of raised. You'll be able to feel that actual texture if you run your fingers over that. And on the other side, it's going to, you're also going to be able to feel the texture, but it's pressed into the foil. You can choose whichever side you want to use. It's totally fine. I'm using the side right now that is pressed in. I actually think the other side looks better. I think it has a cooler look. It has a little bit more of a textural look on the other side. So you make the choice. You decide which side you want to use the Sharpies on. Either one is fine. So spend some time today if you get to that point, just adding some detail with the Sharpies. You don't necessarily have to fill in the entire space. I don't really want you to fill in the entire space. I just think some pops of color look really great on these. When you're finished today, make sure that you write your name somewhere on the foil, not the actual face. Write your name somewhere on the foil and put these in the closet. that on the shelf that goes for your table. So you're just going to carefully set these in the closet. We will upload them tomorrow to Artsonia, and we'll be on our merry little way. Make sure you put all of your materials away today and do your very best work. I look forward to hearing a great report when I get back to school tomorrow, and we will have more fun and excitement when we continue when I get back. I am going to allow the sub to turn on Netflix so that you guys can watch a little bit more of Coco while you're working. I think that worked out really well yesterday. It seemed like everybody was enjoying listening/watching while they were working, and we did get a lot of work done yesterday, which I think is great. So please make sure you're being respectful of our substitute teacher and be respectful of my materials that we have in the classroom, and try to keep things neat and organized throughout the day today. I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you tomorrow.